Hello guys, welcome back to the Codestone YouTube channel. In this video I want to talk about HTML. HTML uses tags to structure its documents. To write a tag in HTML you have the less than sign, the tag name, and then a greater than sign. That is the opening tag, and then you have the content in the middle, and we close it off with a less than sign, a forward slash, the tag name, and a greater than sign. Now this is a valid HTML. So whatever the content is that is between the opening and closing HTML tag is going to get rendered based on the type of tag that we use. So let's test it out. I go back to my VS Code, I press a less than sign, H1, a greater than sign, and because I am using VS Code, it automatically generates a closing H1 tag for me. I add some content in the middle, save the file, go back to the day1 folder and double tap on the first web HTML file. That should open up my default browser. If I change something in the H1 tag, the change is not going to take effect immediately until I refresh the browser before I see the change. Later on we'll be talking about an extension to use for this. Next, let's talk about HTML structure. We have the HTML tag. The HTML tag will be having two other tags inside of it, which is going to be the head tag. The head tag will be holding a couple of other tags like the style tag, the link tag, the title tag, basically any tags used by the browser, not by the user. And lastly, we have the body tag inside of the HTML tag. This body tag is basically anything that is rendered on the HTML page. So HTML tag is the parent tag, and the head and the body are the children tag in the HTML tag. I'm going to type in HTML and I'll press enter. This would automatically generate both the opening tag and the closing tag. This is one of the power of using VS Code. Inside of the HTML tag, I will be having the head and the body. This is a valid structure of an HTML code. Typing all of this out myself might be stressful every time. So VS Code has this shortcut for us to use. You type in an exclamation mark and press enter, or you use other two methods where you type in HTML semicolon and 5 and hit enter, or you type in doc. Either of these three methods is going to generate the doc type template code for us. Viewing this in the browser, we want to be seeing anything as per all of the codes we have here is in the head tag, and it is being used by the browser. Notice the title tag, the document is the title of the home page. So here, if I change it to any other thing and then I refresh the page, and then we see whatever I change it to right there. Code faster, we need to download some extensions. Go to the leftmost part of the VS Code, click on the extensions tab, search for Prettier and also search for Live Server. Install these two extensions. Go back to your HTML file, generate a doc type, and to the bottommost part of the HTML file, click on the Go Live button. This should start the HTML file using your default browser. And any changes that is made on the HTML file would reflect immediately. You don't have to refresh. So now we can close off the previous way of us starting our HTML. Let's talk about the text formatters tag. We have the H1 to H6 H1 is the biggest heading tag, then H2 is less bigger, H3 and downwards to H6. The paragraph tag, the P tag, this is just an HTML tag that does not add any styling to the text. Comments in HTML and every other programming language is used to have a line of code that you don't want to get executed. In HTML, to make a comment, you need a less than sign, exclamation mark and double dashes. In between those dashes, you have your comment, it won't get executed. Anchor tag or the A tag or the link tag is used to link other hyperdocuments to the current HTML document. Here I put a link to Google in the href attribute, and that should take me to the Google homepage. If I want it to open on a new tab, I will add an attribute target and set it to _blank. As I click on the link, it opens a new tab. To link in an internal HTML file, we create the second file, we generate a doc type, input some text, go back to the first HTML file, remove the target attribute, change the href to the directory of the second HTML file. To do this, we use the / directory, which means in this current folder, go to the second HTML file. Or if we want to go a step backward, we use the /, which means go a step outside of this folder. But for our case, we are going to be using the /, which means the same folder, go to the second file.html. Then if you press the link, it carries us to the second HTML file. Moving on to images. First, I copy and pasted an image into the day 1 folder. To use an image, we should talk about the two kinds kinds of HTML tag we have the self-closing tag, and we have the opening and closing tag. All of this while we've only talked about the opening and closing tag. An image tag is a self-closing tag where we have the less than sign, the tag name itself, and some attributes, and then it closes with a // and a greater than sign. Typing this out, VS Code automatically adds the SRC attribute and the ALT attribute. Talking about attributes are things we have attached to the opening tag of an HTML tag to give it some special functions. The SRC attribute is the source of the image, while the alt attribute is in case the part of the image is not correct, what will show instead. So we have the beautiful image, and what if the image source is not correct? Then we have the ALT to show instead of it.